अरे अभी हो गया थोड़ा सा ऐसा ठीक है एक बार आवाज सुन लेना कैसा चेक करके आओ तो उधर जाके उधर जाके हेलो हेलो मेरा चार्जर निकाल के दे। क्या चाहिए आपको आपकी चाहिए आनी है ये स्पीकर और माइक है माइक यस मैम आवाज तो आ रहा है सामने खड़े हो गए वो मैं यहीं पे बैठूंगी तो मैनुअली कर दूंगी ये सब मत और सुनो सबको बोल दो कि सब लोग ना वो लिंक ना आगे अपने किसी के सबको शेयर कर दे जो यूट्यूब की लाइव की लिंक है ना सारी जनरल पे डाल दो हाँ कि शेयर कर दो आगे यस
But you won't have the voice in it.
सर वॉइस तो आ जाएगी जैसे माइक और स्पीकर कनेक्ट है ना आपका तो वो वॉइस तो आ रही है सर
Okay. एक रिक्वेस्ट कर दो मेरे सबसे भी मोबाइल सब जगह
प्लीज मोबाइल सबने साइलेंट कर दो, वाइब्रेशन में भी नहीं हो।
Good afternoon, everyone. We are gathered here today for a very special moment, the farewell of our very own Ashton. While he is stepping down from the CEO room, he will always remain the founder of India, the guiding force behind everything we are doing. Today, he hands over the CEO torch to Weber Joshi. Let's begin this special celebration of his journey, his leadership, and the next chapter he has set in devotion. Over to you, Weber Joshi.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Esther. So, सबसे पहले तो I want to thanks want to give thanks to Esther from deep in my heart for all the support and all the guidance that he shared with us all the time during any kind of work that we are doing. We face any challenges, तो हर टाइम पे सर ने हमेशा हमारे को सपोर्ट किया। now मैं आपको कुछ चीजें हैं जो आपके साथ में शेयर करना चाहूँगा। ऑब्वियसली आपकी तरह जब जैसे सब इन सब ने भी ज्वाइन किया है वैसे मैंने भी मेरा भी टाइम था जब मैंने स्टार्टिंग में ज्वाइन किया था तो ऑफिस में मैं हम ओजी में बैठते थे तो वहाँ पे फर्स्ट टेबल है जहाँ पे हमारी मतलब सीट थी मेरी तो मैंने देखा था कि सर हमेशा अपने केबिन से बाहर आते थे और जो भी नए एम्प्लॉय ज्वाइन करते थे उनसे उनका नाम पूछते थे कि आपका नाम क्या है तो वो अपना नाम बताते थे फिर सर नेक्स्ट डे दोबारा आते थे फिर दोबारा पूछते थे कि आपका नाम क्या है तो वो बोलते थे कि तुम मेरे को अपना नाम रोज बताया करो ताकि मैं तुम्हारे नाम को याद रख सकूं तो इस चीज से ये पता चला कि सर जो कनेक्शन बनाते थे एम्प्लॉइज के साथ में वो किस तरीके से बिल्डअप करते हैं तो ये चीज मैंने देखी देन सेकंड चीज जो मैं आपके साथ में शेयर करना चाहता हूँ वो ये है कि जब मैंने स्टार्टिंग में जब मेरा स्टार्टिंग में फर्स्ट या सेकंड में था तो मेरे को एक टास्क मिला था जिसमें मेरे को एक्चुअली मैं आपको सबको बताऊंगा यूजर स्टेटस अपने पास में होती है तो उसमें मेरे को यूजर का स्टेटस चेंज करना था जो कि फ्रॉम 1 से मेरे को 0 करना था उसको तो वो जो टास्क था वो उस टास्क को करने में मेरे को पूरा 1 से 1.5 दिन लग गया अब अगर उस टास्क को अपन देखते हैं तो वो टास्क को बहुत ज्यादा सिंपल लगता है कि अपन सोचे कि यार ये तो 15 मिनट का काम था लेकिन उस टाइम पे जो मैंने टाइम दिया और आज जो चीज अपन उसको इतनी फास्ट इतनी तेज से कर सकते हैं तो मैं उसका पूरा पूरा जो वो है वो पूरा ऐसे को देना चाहता हूँ इस चीज का पूरा पूरा जो क्रेडिट है वो ऐसे को देना चाहता हूँ सेकेंडली मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि एक बार इंसिडेंट हुआ था कि स्टार्टिंग के अंदर एक प्रोजेक्ट आया था जिसका नाम था आपको सबने सबने नाम सुना होगा टेक्नोलॉजी का उसको भी बोलते हैं Vue.js तो Vue.js के ऊपर काम मिला था और मतलब मेरे को Vue.js बिल्कुल भी नहीं आती कोई आइडिया नहीं था कैसे हुआ था कैसे नहीं होता तो सर ने मेरे को बुलाया, सर ने बोला कि वो ये प्रोजेक्ट के ऊपर काम आया है। तो सर ने बोला कि Vue.js है, तो मैंने बोला सर ये क्या होता है। तो फिर उसके बाद सर ने बोला एक फ्रंट एंड है जिसके ऊपर काम करना है। तो मैंने बोला सर मेरे को नहीं आता इस पे कैसे काम होगा कैसे नहीं होगा। तो सर ने बोला कि कोई बात नहीं बेटा सीखना पड़ेगा। तो मैंने बोला सर ये कैसे होगा। उन्होंने फिर वो पूरा मतलब मैंने काफी अच्छे से टाइम दिया उसको सीखने में और मैंने अपना पूरा एफर्ट दिया उसको सीखने में और काफी मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा था कि इतना उसको प्रोजेक्ट को जल्दी करना है ऐसे करना है ऐसे करना है, लेकिन सर ने पूरा प्रॉपर सपोर्ट किया सब कुछ किया और उसको हमने विकास की उस टाइम पे उस प्रोजेक्ट को हमने आगे किया और उसको कंप्लीट किया इनमें। और इन दी एंड मैंने एक नई टेक स्टैक को सीखा। अगर उस टाइम पे सर ये बोलते कि नहीं मेरे को ये कैसे भी करना है इसको 15 दिन में चाहिए जल्दी से करना है, तो मैं थोड़ा सा अपने हाइपर मोड में आता हूँ और हो सकता है मैं क्विट करता हूँ। मैं बोलता है कि मेरे से नहीं हो पा रहा, मैं इतनी जल्दी ये नहीं कर सकता, बट मेरे को प्रॉपर टाइम मिला सब कुछ मिला और मैंने उस टाइम को अच्छे से सीखा। तो मेरे को लगता है ये चीज सर में एक बहुत बहुत ज्यादा अच्छी चीज है जो सपोर्टिव नेचर के हैं और वो सपोर्ट करते हैं हमेशा। जैसे कुछ भी हो आप आपने कभी अभी देखा नहीं होगा बट हमने देखा है तो हमको पता है ये चीज। देन आफ्टर दैट एक इंसिडेंट और हुआ था। जैसे कि अब आपको सबको पता है कि चैट जीपीटी जेमिनी वगैरह ये सब आ चुका है। तो उस टाइम पे जो पुराना टाइम था उस टाइम पे एक चीज होती थी इसका नाम था स्टैक ओवरफ्लो। मे बी आप सब ने उसका नाम सुना होगा। तो एक ऐसी प्रॉब्लम थी जिसमें मैं और लीड डेवलपर्स थे हमारे वो काफी स्टक हो गए थे। हमारा कुछ समझ में नहीं आता कि किस तरीके से हम प्रोग्रेस करें क्या नहीं करें। तो सर एंटर करते हैं और हम मीटिंग में एंटर करते हैं हमसे पूछते हैं कि क्या प्रॉब्लम है। तो हमने बोला कि सर ये प्रॉब्लम है हमने सॉल्यूशन सारे सर्च मार लिया हमारा कुछ नहीं मिला। तो वो देन सर खुद एक सिस्टम बना था उसके ऊपर स्टार्ट करके स्टेप और वो खोल के बैठे एंड उस पे उन्होंने पूरा सर्च मारा और पूरा सॉल्यूशन हमारे को निकाल के फाइंड आउट करके दिया जो कि हमसे 2-3 घंटों से मिल नहीं पाता हमारे। तो मतलब मैंने हमने देखा कि किस तरीके से सर ने हमारे को इतना सपोर्ट किया उस टाइम पे। इस टाइम पे अभी इजी आप लोगों ने बिकॉज इस टाइम पे सारी टैक्स अवेलेबल है बट उस टाइम पे जो सपोर्ट था वो हमको पता है किस तरीके से सर ने पूरा सपोर्ट किया था। देन उसके बाद में एक चीज है जो मैं हमेशा से जब भी हम कोडिंग करते थे पहले तो लॉजिक्स जो होते हैं वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं। जब भी आप कोडिंग करते हो लॉजिक्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं एंड अगर आपके लॉजिक स्ट्रांग है तो आप इजीली कोई भी टास्क है वो आप इजीली कर सकते हो। उस टास्क में आपको प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी। तो लॉजिक स्ट्रांग करना एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज होती है। स्टार्टिंग में जब हमने स्टार्ट किया था तो लॉजिक्स बिल्कुल भी नहीं बनते थे मतलब कुछ उल्टा सोचते थे कुछ उल्टा बन जाता था। तो जब भी लॉजिक्स से रिलेटेड कोई भी प्रॉब्लम आती थी तो हमेशा मैं जब भी प्रॉब्लम आती थी तो मैं एस सर को ढूंढता था। ऐसी स्टक कोई चीज में होते थे तो उस टाइम पे एस सर को हमेशा ढूंढते थे और उनसे लॉजिक्स पूछते थे कि सर ये कैसे होगा। फिर सर कोई ऐसा लॉजिक बताते थे जो चीज ऐसी लगी थी कि ऐसी हो ही नहीं सकती उस चीज का पूरा प्रॉपर सोल्यूशन हमारे को मिलता था। तो हमने काफी ज्यादा चीजें इस तरीके से सॉर्ट आउट की और आज जो आप लॉजिक देखते हो कि अपन जो लॉजिक बिल्डअप कर रहे हैं वो सारा सर ने ही समझाया हुआ है तो वो सर के थ्रू ही आया हुआ है हमारे पास में। तो ये मेरे को लगता है कि सर ने एक बहुत अच्छी चीज हमारे अंदर मतलब बिल्डअप की है जो कि ऑब्वियसली मैं भी चाहूंगा कि मैं भी आने वाले जो डेवलपर्स हैं उनके अंदर ये चीज दे उनको ये चीज ताकि वो इस चीज में कर सके आगे। देन उसके बाद में एक चीज ये है कि सर ने हमेशा ये सपोर्ट किया है और हर चीज में अपना पूरा प्रॉपर हमारे को गाइड किया है। तो सर ये मतलब पूरी टीम ये जानती है कि आप किस तरीके से हमारे को गाइड करते हो किस तरीके से आपकी जो कोर हैबिट्स है जो कोर आपकी टीम बिल्डिंग थिंग है उसको आपने किस तरीके से हमारे अंदर बिल्ड किया है। और हम यही बोलेंगे कि हम भी ये चीज आगे जो भी एम्प्लॉइज आएंगे उनके अंदर हम ये चीज जो आपने हमारे को दी है वो हम उनको भी ये चीज सिखाने की कोशिश करेंगे और बिल्डअप करने की कोशिश करेंगे। सो थैंक यू सर फॉर योर फ्यूचर लर्निंग एंड आई होप ऐसा नहीं है कि अब क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली हमारे को पूछना है कुछ लॉजिक चाहिए तो आप हमारे को डेस्क पे ही मिलोगे। ऐसा नहीं है कि आप कहीं बाहर जा रहे हो। तो हम यही चाहिए कि आप हमेशा मतलब हमारे को सपोर्ट ऐसे करते रहें जैसे आपने किया है। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, Vaibhav, for this wonderful lines and telling us your journey in terms of what you have felt. I hope I'm audible to everyone. So, good afternoon, everyone. So, today also give an honor to Ash sir, not as a CTO, but much more than this, because for me specifically, he has not just been a CTO, and he has been my mentor, my guidance, my encouragement to walk in a room with a confidence and say anything is possible, never say no to anything. Because the word that says no, he has made that every bit of possibility. So yes, it's a bit challenging for me to say a goodbye to him as a CTO. And my friend with sir is about 12 years. And with the 12 years, I have discussed more of leads with him, more of new projects with him. And when there is a new client saying new idea, and that's a challenging for me where I'm not finding any solution on Google. My Google is he, where he says we can do this. So no matter what, we have an opportunity. He has said, great, let's make it happen. Even if I'm walking a room and saying this is a little bit much more crazier, he has said that's much more better than the previous one. So with this, whatever projects you have worked on, it's my special thank to Ash sir to say yes to every project, say yes to every new technology which you are working on, say yes to every crazy clients you are handling. So yes, all credits to Ash sir for making that happen. Not just with this, I would also like to mention that whatever his confidence is, it's nearly impossible to build that confidence. But yes, he has built that legacy, and I would see he has inculcated that in each one of you. Where now, after working with him since last 20 years, 15 years, 13 years, or even 1 year, you understand that whatever he is saying, he is not just saying as a company's growth, but as a person, as a personal growth to you all. So his confidence didn't just build product or providing services, it has built people. His guidance didn't just solve problems, it shaped careers. And his openness to grabbing every opportunity didn't just grow the company, it made us fearless. So जो हमारे अंदर का डर है वो सर ने literally निकाला है. Each one of you can feel that जो आज हम बोल रहे हैं, जो आज हम कर रहे हैं, it is not just हमारे अंदर पहले से ही था. We have grown that, and to much more extent the credit goes to definitely Ash sir for this. So when I entered in this field as a business development, there were a moment where I was also not aware of what technologies are there, what kind of demand is there. So yes, thank you for supporting that 1 a.m. call, and I'm getting a bit emotional because so thank you sir for supporting that 1 a.m. call and for coming at 7 a.m. to attend that call. So with this, I would like to conclude that 12 years of standing behind every decision, 12 years of saying yes when most people would say maybe, and 12 years of shaping a mindset that we can take on anything. Whether the opportunity was small, wild, risky, or completely unfamiliar, you have never hesitated and just said, let's do it. And because of that, we grew not just as a team, but as a professional and as a people. For me, at last, I would just conclude and say that thank you for being our guide, our support, and the reason we always believe. Yes, we can take this on further, not as a CTO, but as a founder. Thank you. Now, I would like to invite Ashna to speak about his journey and say something.
Okay. So thank you, Vaibhav, and thank you, so bit of emotions already there, but yes, इस बार मैंने सोचा कि मैं नहीं बोलूँगा क्योंकि थोड़ा ज़्यादा बोल देता हूँ, इमोशंस आ जाते हैं, and तो मैं इस बार बोलने की बजाय लिख के गया, बोला भाई मैं बेचारे इस बार लिख के बोलूँ. So the reason I have written, first of all, I'll clarify that. The reason I have written my notes is that there are few things that I don't want that I forget. So it's a good habit to write down your notes. That's always a good learning. So I think somebody is very much thirsty with the coffee. Can they have the coffee later on? पीछे machine में बहुत I'm sorry to have such statement in between because it's a big day for me, not because I'm stepping down. It's a big day for me because I'm giving a new vision to the organization, to the company. And for me, Alea is my baby, will always remain my baby. I'll start with few things, शायद आप लोगों ने कईयों ने कुछ सुना होगा, but कुछ अलग सुनेंगे आज. So, it's a very humorous story. I believe that it's not only commitment of a person to do something and to deliver something, but it's a commitment of a family to grow together, to make things possible together, and to achieve together. So team, थोड़ा सा इमोशनल हूँ, थोड़ा सा प्राउड भी हूँ, और थोड़ा सा फनी मूड में भी हूँ. So, because started from a Dhari to US UK office, so a journey from Dhari to UK, and a journey of a paratha, sandwich, coffee, bringing that to an organized corporate. हमने सब देखा है, right? हमने सब देखा है, हमने सब झेला है, और हमने सब जीता भी है. So, और हाँ, अगर कल कोई एलिया की हिस्ट्री बुक या चैप्टर लिखता है, तो उसमें ये जरूर लिखेगा एलिया स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम अ घड़ी, बट डज नॉट हैव द घड़ी कल्चर. हम आज भी वही हैं, उसी गांव पे हैं, बट हमने अपनी हेरिटेज, अपनी कंट्री के इमोशंस के साथ में चल के एक लेगेसी क्रिएट करी और उसको बाउंड किया एक कल्चर, और उसको बाउंड किया हमने एक कॉर्पोरेट एनवायरनमेंट. So when I say we started from a घड़ी, so actually when I started this journey far back in 1998, though I formed a company later on, like 98-99 में जब मैंने काम स्टार्ट किया तो उस टाइम कोई ऑफिस नहीं होता था, कुछ भी नहीं था मेरे पास. मैं चाय की घड़ी में बैठता था और वहाँ बैठ के मैं लोगों से बोलता रहता था कि कोई वेबसाइट बनानी है, तो उस टाइम लोगों को वेबसाइट की नहीं पता होती थी. Or booking a domain name, getting the hosting done, building a website in HTML or ASP or .NET was very typical, and that required good computers. So, बहुत सारी चीजें dependent थी. I never had a computer that time for 2 years. So मैं cyber cafe में जाता था. They used to charge me, I think, somewhere around $10 an hour or $50 an hour that time. Approximately 1,000, 2,000 रुपए, 1,500 रुपए पर आवर, और वहाँ पर उनके पास टूल्स भी नहीं होते. But then one fine day I decided in 1999 that I wanted to build. So I requested my parents, and my parents were not that strong to get that sorted out for me, to get that finance for me, or to get that fund for me. But they never said no to me. So they said, okay, we will sort it out. And then it was decided that we will sell my life insurance policy. We'll close that out and we'll get the funds from there. So we got the funds from there. My father was saving funds for 15-20 years. And from that fund, I got a computer. The computer had, I think, 32 GB of hard disk and 8 MB or 4 MB of RAM, CRT monitor, and no UPS obviously, but yes, the CVT, the stabilizer, and it had a TPS-C. The keyboard, I have always preferred the TPS-C, and that was the first keyboard that I used in my life. And yes, it had a CD-ROM. and there were a few softwares, obviously Windows. So I got an opportunity to build on the websites, work on the computer, and work as much as I can. So people say that we work from 10 to 6, 10 to 8. So when I see posts like this coming on LinkedIn and corporates or the CEOs and CEOs sharing that okay, our office timings are this, or we have this culture that we make people work for 6 hours, 8 hours, or 5 days a week, I say you are not making this country grow. Let them work whenever, whatever time they want to. And trust me, I have, till date, I work for 16 to 18 hours every day. And I don't have any problems. And that is keeping me up, running, and young. So that time I started working on my computer. But then I realized that I don't have any knowledge related to web application development or websites development. Because that time I was doing a course that was related to software development. So you understand, the softwares are basically, now it has become a more generic term, but before the softwares were, the solutions was for working on the computer, not on the web. So web involves websites, web applications, right? And the softwares were restricted and limited to systems, PCs, or the local networks, or the LAN or WAN. So I was studying about the software development, working on a Visual Studio, but my passion was developing something related to web applications. So I thought I needed an internet connection, but that was very difficult for my parents because that was way too difficult. And there was a connection on internet, like you use the broadband, sleeve lines, right, the regular lines nowadays, or the VPNs. That time it was dial-ups. So there was a modem, you connect your phone line, then you're gonna connect to a phone number, then you're gonna create some weird sounds, and then finally it gets quiet. Quiet means it got connected. But I never had that. So what was I supposed to do? So I thought I need I need a telephone line to my room so that I can connect to internet. But there was no telephone line at my house. So in the night, what I used to do was I used to grab an internet line, like telephone line of my neighbors when they were asleep, right? When they after 10, 10, 30, 11, they were asleep, and I'll cut out their line, get line to my room, connect my temporary wires, connect my modem, and get internet started. Till 3 or 4 o'clock I'll work, and then I'll again go back, connect their lines, and go to sleep. Right? But then I realized that's not the way, that's not right. So I have to find out something that I can do right. Then मैंने अपने ही घर का connection काट दिया. Right, and I connected that because I was living in the first floor and my complete house was on the ground floor. So on the first floor there was only one room that was for me. So when I used to go from the terrace, get down, cut the line from the pole, connect to my line every night, then again go back to that pole in the morning, connect to again my home line, and get the internet and phone line solved. But it did not last for long. After 10, 15 days, we got a telephone bill that was approximately $500 in today's conversion. 50,000 telephone bill. Because dial-up that time was 3 rupees per minute. So the internet connection was way too expensive. That time, my parents asked me, how come this, and what have you done? Then I committed my mistake, committed my sin, or committed my false or the wrong deed that I did without taking permission from my parents. I committed and confessed everything in front of my brother. And he said, you want to do that? You want to learn about that? So he made me join an institute so that I can go there every day, do my things, learn from there, and come back home and do the things. For that, he got the internet connection also for me. And within 1 month, it was all sorted out. I had an internet connection at my home. I was rich. Because I was the only one in my local area or the local lane that I have the internet connection and I could view that. I was proud, but I had to learn something to repay that. So, सुबह घड़ी पे जाते थे, शाम को कोई प्रोजेक्ट ले आते थे, किसी दोस्त को बोलते थे कि मेरी वेबसाइट बना देते हैं, कोई और मिल जाता था, उसको बोल देते थे। तो छोटा मोटा कुछ चलता रहा। But एक दिन I got a call sitting up there. Excuse me. So that person called me, we are looking for a website and we got your reference that you make a website. I said, yes, I do that. I have 10 rupees in my pocket, and that's a common story. Like most of people that might have heard about it. So I said, yes. He said, okay, come down to my office, and that office was 20 kilometers away from the place where I lived at that time. So I said, okay, I'll come there. My bike had no petrol, pocket had no money, I had no reference, I had no portfolio, I had nothing to show, and even I had no name. So company का नाम भी नहीं था, क्या करें? It was around 11:30, and I'm sure it was before the noon. So I went home. I decided I need to go for a meeting, and I was thinking, what should I take along to show them? So I was watching a TV, and there was a music channel that was there. I'm not sure whether it's there or not. Channel B. So like you have MTV, there was channel B also. So we had a program, Very B. So Very B used to, like throughout the day, they keep on showing Very B as a music, it's kind of a music serial or something like that. So new songs used to come there. So it clicked me and I said, Very B, how's that? So Very B means decent, I'm decent. And I know that, I'm still a decent person. Dedicated towards what I decide, I do it. And developer, I'm going to be a developer. So I decided my company's name as Very B. And same logo, with a bit of variant. I went to my friend who was into designing. I asked him, requested him, can you do this for me? He said, why not? So he created a letterhead and he himself wrote a few lines for me. And with that, I went as a company's proposal. So my company's name was formed Very B, Very B, with a basic printout and a letterhead. And I still have that one or two letterheads with me if I look into some of my legacy documents that I have kept with me. So then I went to that client and I met with him. He said, how much is it going to cost me? I said, what are you into? He said, we are into the statues and sculptures. We are exporting. I said, okay, no problem. We can create that website. I can create that website. And see, whenever I speak, now I have started speaking we, right? Because we are together. That time I was alone, but then it was I. So I said, yes, I can make it. They said, okay, that's wonderful. How much is it going to cost? I had no clue. I had no clue how much it's going to cost. I said it's going to be somewhere around 10,000. So this guy who was sitting on a low bed, not even a bed, he had a bedding in his office in one chamber, and it was all like he was smoking continuously. There was all smell, but he was a rich guy. He called his accountant and said, "Okay, give him a check of 50,000." I was so happy that first line, first meeting, first hour, first check, everything is working my way. I got that check. I was super excited, but my bike had no petrol. As soon as I left from there, and that was near number 4, if you have seen Alea 4, right? So that was near there, and I live in near Rajapal. So as soon as I left from there, I reached to this Jarawar Singh gate, and there was a petrol pump at left, bike on right, but money, no. The pocket was empty. I had no clue started, but the petrol was empty, the tank was empty. So from there till my home, right, here. I came from that place. And as soon as I reached my house, to my lane where I live, because I was sure my father, my neighbors might see me, right, that I am just pulling my bike and the bike had no control. So that will create a mess for me and insult for my parents, my family, and my father will definitely scold me. Why have you not asked money from me? So what I did was, वो artificially बैठ जाते हो चलाते रहता था मैं भगवान चला भी घर तक ले गया और घर जाके बोला मम्मी को बोला एक बार पता नहीं क्या किस्मत है अभी हम पेट्रोल खत्म So my mom said, "They're not enough. You should have got it refused." I said, "I had no money." She said, "No problem. Take this 50 rupees." I was super excited. Now, I committed that client that I will get a domain name for you, a website for you, a hosting for you, an e-commerce website where people can inquire and book your sculptures, artifacts, and such. I had no clue how to make it. But I started doing that. And for that, I went to a bookstore, right, and looked for a book. And somebody from from my company took that book from me during, I think, COVID, but has not written. I'm not sure who took that. So that book had, like, the title of the book was HTML in Trade for Us. So I got that book. My friend financed it. I got that book, and I started learning. I was sure I can do that in 24 hours. It's written, I can do that in 12 hours. And I started that in the night, and 3 days later, I was able to build something to show them. And that was good. But the problem was that I committed them that I get a domain name for you, a hosting for you, but I cannot do, I could not do anything because I had no bank account. So how do we get that check in cash? So there was a company, and I would not mind stating their name. And one mentor, so I always say, don't forget your mentor. So I would definitely say out Mr. Unmatched, and he's the founder and the CEO of CBI Future States. And he was the one who supported me that day. Without any money, he got the domain gold, he got the hosting done, and he kept on doing that for years for me. Always supported me. And he was an amazing person, and he was the one who gave me the foundation. So thanks to Anush sir English Day. Finally, I got that, and I went to this guy, client, and showcased him everything, and it was wonderful working, and everything happened. But then he said, my accounts personnel is saying that you have not got the check here. I said, yes, because I don't have the value. He said, oh, you should have told me that. I could have given you the cash. He gave me the cash. The website was up. Everything was working. I had the first client. But 3 days later, somebody called me that have you built up this website? I said, yes. He said, you have to shut it down. I said, why? Because they are selling unauthenticated, unproven artifacts and the stolen pieces of the scripture. I was shocked. The first line and the first mess. So I decided, okay, no problem. Let's move on. And officially, I got one client, Mr. Kulvinder Singh. That was officially my first client, who started paying me regularly, giving me work. And I created a website called Divan Gems for him. So Divan Gems was a website that I created. It is an e-commerce, like we have shut down that. He has shut down that last year. So from there I started. He was the one who used to come to my house early in the morning at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock and make me work with him. I sit with him, I'll work with him, and he'll leave from there. Then again in the evening, he'll come around 7 o'clock. He'll work with me till night, 10 o'clock, and leave. He used to sit with me, make me do the things. So I was doing the designing, I was doing the image editing, I was doing the scanning, I was doing everything. But yes, it was all from my house. But we started. So that was where we started, how we started, and how things got lined up. So the journey had some light moments, some emotions. So I still remember my first employee, where Mukesh, where's Mukesh? Yeah, Mukesh. So Mukesh was officially, he is the first employee with me now. But then there was an employee, first employee was Dayala, and he was stolen by a gun. But anyways, so he was the first employee with whom I started. I still remember me, Mukesh, and Dayala having a samosa together. And we used to bet how many samosas can we eat. So that was our daily routine in the afternoon. Instead of lunch, we used to have samosas. Three people, approximately 10 plus samosas, maybe 14 samosas all together. And we used to do that. So from there we moved to the OG office. OG office had there like a lot of things in there, lot of episodes, lot of stories behind OG. But then from OG, because we were expanding, we had we were looking for a new place, and Mukesh suggested me a new place, which later we got to know that it was a haunted house. And trust me, रात को कोड लिखते थे, सुबह कोड गायब होता। रात को बैठ के, so we were among the first company to start the local call center, and that was called We Support. So We Support. We started from V because we started from Delhi. Very we started from Delhi, Channel V. So रात को हम कोड लिखते थे, सुबह कोड गायब होता था। रात को हम कंप्यूटर पे कीबोर्ड छोड़ के जाते थे, सुबह कीबोर्ड गायब होता था। And it was a haunted place. So we had a call center, 5 people who were working there. रात को वो अपना काम कर रहे थे। जब डिनर के लिए जाते थे, रात को 2-3 बजे डिनर के लिए गए, जब वो आते थे तो पता चलता था कि उनकी लीड्स जो थी वो गायब है, माउस जो है वो टूट चुका है। And it was very much like we were afraid of it. So trust me, हम ghosts को जो वहाँ पे थे, the ghosts that we were feeling were there was reality. But with a commitment that we will not be stopping, and they cannot stop us. We went, I think, somewhere around 70 people there or 60 people there, including call center and the developers or the support staff. We were, I think, 60-70 people there. And because of these ghosts, the negative and the haunted place, which we were not aware, we were left with only 5 minutes. And we were all ruined, everything went negative, everything went wrong. But the only thing that these ghosts were not able to do was to break up. And the people who were still living. So that was one episode that I remember always, and I'm afraid of going out from that, even from that day till now, because that did not even push me back. That pushed all the employees who have trust on me, all the people who were working with me. Because there were so many problems, so many crises, so many things started happening, and then later on, everybody got to know that it's a haunted place. So we had to rush out from that. But when we decided to do that, we were not capable of doing that because we had no money in it. And where he was going, totally, it was about to be done. But yes, these ghosts left us because we left them. Because of our commitment towards code, because of our commitment towards growth, we made that happen. So that was one thing that I always wanted everyone to know, that if you look into the history of how Alea was formed, so overcoming that was a major challenge. And nobody was there to support me that time. My parents had a limited, you can say, a limited capabilities that time. And I did not wanted to take any money from my parents. Though I keep on taking the money as and when needed. That's part of family and life. But I never wanted to have any liabilities from my company. So yeah, it started from 30, started from the 37 town city, started looking for the projects, working with government of India, working with the agriculture department, working with the NGOs. We started moving to the villages, rural areas, then moving to the cities, and from cities to different states. We had offices in different states also that time. And then, yes, later on, different countries. So that was journey where we built Alea. And समझ नहीं आता कहाँ कहाँ जा रहे हैं, कभी कहाँ जा रहे हैं, कभी कहाँ जा रहे हैं, रात को यहाँ जाना है, सुबह उठे यहाँ जाना है, और कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि मतलब एयरपोर्ट पे भी जा रहे हैं तो पासपोर्ट वाले बोलते हैं कि सर आप काफी फ्रीक्वेंटली आते जाते रहते हो, तो बाहर कोई कंपनी होती है क्या? तो मन में इच्छा होती थी कि शायद उनकी बात सच हो जाए. And we made that happen in my, I'm not sure whether it was my second official trip or third official trip, but we were able to form Alea Singapore. Till that, we transformed our name from very to very dedicated IT professionals India Private Limited. That was our very transforming into the private limited company called the very dedicated IT professionals India Private Limited. And the synonym was like the short or the pseudo was VDIT Pro. Then VDIT Pro had support call center as well. And from there, we decided to move to a completely new brand, a new culture, new things, and we transformed that company into a new name called Alea IT Solutions. So building areas, culture, and discipline. हमने processes बनाए जब processes नहीं थे. हमने self testing सिखाया सबको जब QAs भी नहीं होते. हमने क्वालिटी को एक स्टैंडर्ड बनाया, राइट, जब वर्ल्ड अपने स्टैंडर्ड से कॉम्प्रोमाइज करता. हम वो हैं जिसने कोडिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स पे सबसे पहले काम करना शुरू किया था. आई होप वैभव रिमेंबर्स दैट. We were the first company to implement PS2 standards as an official standard into the company. So I'm coming to my CTO journey now. So as a CTO, मैंने सबसे पहले क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड, सेल्फ टेस्टिंग, खुद का काम चेक करो, लॉजिक समझो, खुद सोचो कि इस वेबसाइट पे जाओगे तो क्या करोगे, ये समझो कि तुम्हारे को किसी का कोड समझना पड़ेगा तो तुम्हें कैसे समझ आएगा. विकास was also there, right? So PSR2 standards लेकर आए. I remember विकास के अभी एक्सप्रेशन देख के मुझे याद आया. विकास ने मेरे को बोला था कि सर हमारे बिकॉज ही वाज इनटू डिजाइन कि हमारे काम में तो स्टैंडर्ड्स होते ही नहीं, तो हम कैसे करेंगे. Then he searched for the basic standards in designing also, and I think we implemented that. So एक लाइन मेरे को बहुत अच्छे से याद है यहाँ बैठे हुए हर डेवलपर के लिए एंड हर यूए के लिए इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. बग आते नहीं. आप लोग कहते हैं ना कि सर बग आना नहीं है, बग बुलाए जाते हैं. बग आते नहीं है, बग बुलाए जाते हैं जब हम टेस्टिंग स्किप करते. So that's a story that when you say I have done a mistake, या ये गलती से हो गया, या ये कैसे हो गया, वो सब एक ही रीजन से हुआ है. आपने अपना खुद का काम चेक नहीं किया था. बस डू नॉट कम. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप अच्छे से काम कर रहा था सिस्टम और आपने छोड़ा रात को दबा. It is not a virus that will enters into the body with the unhygienic environment or something. Bug was there because you left it. And trust me, 90% of the developers, as per my experience of 27 years, 90% of the developers know यहाँ पर बात है. They just try the client को नहीं देते. हम उस पेज तक ही नहीं करने देते उसको. हमें पता है बेसिक फॉरवर्ड पासवर्ड करने काम नहीं किया और फॉरवर्ड पासवर्ड पे ही क्लिक कर दिया क्लाइंट. तो हम ये बोलते हैं कि I have not worked on it. If you have not worked on it, it should have been detailed to client before, because this will lead to a discussion, argument, and loss of trust from clients first. So whatever you have not done needs to be accepted before you say that what you have done. So Alea has not only been a company, a corporate, जिसने केवल एक काम किया, डेवलप किए प्रोजेक्ट्स आए, हमने डेवलप किए और हमने पैसा कमाया, उसके बाद हमने ग्रो किया, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इंप्रूव किया, और एम्प्लॉइज ले, फिर हमने ग्रो किया. नो, but Alea has been helping others, and हमने सिर्फ बिजनेस नहीं बनाया, इंसानियत भी बनाई. The culture has stopped in Alea since last maybe year or maybe few months, but we started an initiative called Hamara Bachcha. That every child who has no parents or is in need for anything, we are there to help. We started with child education sponsorships. For quite a few years, we did that. We started helping needy people by distributing various things every month, every week. We started with clothes distributions in December and January every year. We started putting funds and giving funds for the old age house and the shelter homes. So Alea here is a coding and caring AI. That is one thing that we need to learn. So I have written, I think 5-6 points that I want everyone to remember with me stepping down, but that will help all of you. So learning कभी मत छोड़ो. ये कंपनी तुम्हें सब कुछ दे सकती है, पर सीखने की भूख तुम्हें होनी चाहिए. So I get a lot of discussions. I get into a lot of discussions with people where people say that I am quitting a job, I am getting a new offer from that company. No problem. Have you ever realized or thought why are you not getting the offer from an existing company? Have you ever thought that why your company is not giving you the growth and other companies giving you the growth? Have you ever thought that why you have not been given the increment and the other company is giving you the increment? सोचा करो, सोचा होगा ना सबने. I have a few faces in front of me who might have resigned, who might have decided not to continue with Alea sometimes in the past. और आप लोगों के साथ ऐसे जन भी होंगे जो कि छोड़ चुके हैं. People who have left us, and they're working on other companies. I'm not saying other companies are not good, but we are the best. You know why? Alea has only company in the city where you are working right now, Jaipur, big city, who started this culture of yearly appraisal. You know when? 2004 we started. काम करो नहीं करो, अगर तुम ऐसा एक साल रुकोगे तो तुम्हें इंक्रीमेंट मिलेगा. We were the company who started with the culture of telling the employees that your increment will be this much if you lie in this salary. And still we tell them that we call it increment slab. Why people started thinking that other companies are good and this company is not? There are two things which I believe makes an employee think about that decision or such decision. So developer feel like that I know a lot of things and I can do this, I have done this, I have worked on these kind of projects, and now it's time to move on. For what? The two things that you look for. before moving. One is the growth in terms of the finance, salary, right? And second is the culture. So एक बचपन में कहावत सीखी थी मैंने, आप लोगों ने भी पढ़ी हो पता नहीं, मैंने तो पढ़ी है, एक मछली तालाब से बन रही है, राइट? इंडिया का कल्चर तो आप लोग भी खराब कर दोगे और अच्छा भी आप बना दोगे। तो कल्चर के लिए कोई छोड़ रहा है, but that is wrong, because culture is created by people, adapted by people, followed by people, and taken ahead by people, and you are. If I have made a rule that everybody needs to come on time, I'm not doing anything wrong, asking them to come on time. Because I make them ensure, and I make them understand that you have to leave on time. This is one point I have. Even for salary, definitely companies look for experienced people. So you take experience here and take salary there. अगर उनको आपको एक्सपीरियंस देना होता जब आप आएंगे तब उस कंपनी में क्यों नहीं होता? So I have an example. One of our ex-employee, he applied in XYZ company, and he was not given an opportunity, and he found a job with us. He worked with us for 5 years. 5 years later, he went to that company again, and that company accepted him and won. Instantly. Within 3 days, he got an interview schedule. Within 10 days, he got an appointment. And within 15 days, he was asked to join that company. And he left us, stating, I cannot work anymore because my joining is on this date. And he did not even serve us the notice period. Or, you know why that company asked him? Because he had experience. And who gave that experience? Alea. And he left Alea. वो कंपनी पहले कर सकती थी, वो कंपनी देती उसको एक्सपीरियंस, क्यों नहीं दिया उसको? क्योंकि जो उसकी ट्रेनिंग की कॉस्ट थी, उसकी लर्निंग की कॉस्ट थी, उसकी एक्सपीरियंस की कॉस्ट थी, वो कंपनी को बेयर नहीं करना चाहती थी, इसलिए उठा के बोल दिया कि तुम जाओ कहीं पे एक्सपीरियंस लेके आओ। उसकी एक्सपीरियंस की कॉस्ट, ट्रेनिंग की कॉस्ट, उसको ग्रूम करने की कॉस्ट, उसकी लर्निंग की कॉस्ट कौन कंपनी बेयर करी? हम जैसी हजारों कंपनियां हैं जो ट्रेन्ड एम्प्लॉइज बना रही हैं बड़ी कंपनीज की। तो क्या हम बड़ी कंपनी नहीं बन सकते? हम भी तो बड़ी कंपनी बन सकते हैं, बट हमारा मेंटल स्टेट चेंज होना चाहिए, हमारा थॉट प्रोसेस चेंज होना चाहिए। वी शुड फील दैट वी आर अ फैमिली, वी हैव टू वर्क टुगेदर, टू ग्रो टुगेदर, टू हैव दैट लग्जरी इन आवर लाइफ। They have the clients, we have the clients. And if we talk about the clients, so I'll come to the clients and you'll be amazed to see what kind of clients Alea has worked. So I said I have 6 points. So quality is not dependent, it's a habit. Registration page, 90% websites में बनता है हाँ या ना, right? But registration page में as a QA बग हमेशा आता नहीं है, तो क्यों आता है भाई? 90%, if your mother is cooking a food, it will be app. If your chef is cooking a food, it will be app. You guys order a lot of food from Bakras or from nearby restaurants, right? तो ऐसा होता है कभी दाल फीकी आ गई, कभी ज्यादा आ गई, कभी मिर्ची आ गई, कभी मिर्ची आ गई, कभी दाल में काली दाल आ गई, कभी येलो दाल आ गई, कभी दाल में कुछ छोड़ा गया, ऐसा होता है। एक प्रोसेस है, that process is quality, and it's a habit. So, to whoever, please बहुत परेशान मत करना उसको, ये qualities है. So quality is not dependent. It's a habit. Self-testing is your mirror. अगर mirror ही साफ नहीं होगा, तो फेस कैसे? आप खुद ही अपना काम सही नहीं करेंगे, quality wise नहीं करेंगे, then what do you expect? Right? So you have to check your work yourself. QAs का काम टेस्ट करना है. I'm not saying that QAs are not important. QAs are most important in delivering the project, but in developing the project, self-testing. What you have done? Are you confident? What have you done? Is that right? If you have done something, is there missing something? Do check your work. Do think about it. Do think from the user perspective. So, honesty with work and respect for work. So, I stopped taking the stand-ups and stopped taking the EOD calls since last few months, I think 6-8 months, because that was demotivating me and that was making me feel discouraged. Because it was very easy for most of the developers to come onto the stand-ups and say, I will continue the work that I left this. जो कल नहीं हुआ था वो आज हुआ. आज का क्या होगा वो कल देखेंगे. And EOD में जो आज काम करना हो गया, नहीं वो नहीं हुआ कल. And then stating that I'm leaving for the day with that. How proud can you be? That's not a good habit. As a developer, you need to understand it is not only and always about time. It is about delivering something. Let's take another example. So, Sunday होता है, सब दिन अपने घर होते हैं, सब दिनों का अपना एक कमिटमेंट होता है, अपना एक रूल होता है, अपना एक प्रोसेस होता है संडे को पास ऑन करने का. कुछ कमिटमेंट्स होते हैं अपने काम करने के. और कुछ का होता है कि मेरे को सभी को काम करना. अब नेक्स्ट डे आप ऑफिस आते हैं, तो आपका कलीग पूछता है बता कैसा रहा संडे, क्या किया था? कोई मतलब सो रहा. और दूसरे से पूछा कि तूने क्या किया? तो यार तो बहुत सारे काम थे. मैं अपना फिटनेस के लिए गया था, फिर मैंने हेल्थ चेकअप के लिए गया था, फिर मैंने अपना सलून वगैरह जाना था, फिर आई हैव सम फैमिली कमिटमेंट्स, तो वो सामान लाया. और मैं खड़ा हुआ वहां पे सुन रहा हूँ, आप में से बिजनेस सुन रहा है. तो आपको क्या लगेगा? फर्स्ट वाला अच्छा था या सेकंड वाला? हाँ, सेकंड है ना? क्यों? बिकॉज ही डिड समथिंग. जब यूडी कॉल पे मैं सुनूंगा कि आज मैंने जो काम किया वो कल का था और जो कल करना था वो मैं कल करूंगा और कल तो मैं छुट्टी पे हूं, तो कुछ नहीं होता, मैं मंडे को आके देख लूंगा. तो काम work can be delayed by 2 days, 2 hours. Delivery of the project can be delayed by 2 weeks, 2 months. But the salary cannot be delayed by 2 days. I understand salary is most important to all of you, and it is our commitment from our side to you. But that brings money comes from the clients. We have to ensure that if we want to become 1,000 people company, 1,500 developers company, we have to only show one thing: a commitment to deliver what was asked. That's it. Then company will ensure that salaries do not get delayed even by 1 hour. And that is the biggest problem that I have faced in last few years. I'm not demotivating you guys by stating that you are not working, but I'm saying where we are, we should have been 10 times bigger than this. We should have been 10 times bigger than this if we had a commitment towards the company, the culture adaptation, the positivity, the quality, and the commitment to deliver. So trust me, with the new CTO, I hope that this vision comes true. Last point that I have, I am on second page, I have 30 pages. So goals are not programs. मेरा goal है, and goals are the commitments. Something that I said. You have to deliver, you have to do it. If you cannot do it, then when you are planning to do it, say that it is not possible. Right? Let's say, for example, you got a ticket that is to be done today, and you don't have anything pending, but you know that this ticket might get into complication and dependencies are there. So you can say, I'll try to finish up this. But I think because it has dependencies, so it might require some research, and that research might take some extra hours. But I'll ensure that I fulfill that by tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll try it. So target देती है दुनिया, टारगेट दुनिया देती है, पर टारगेट अचीव सिर्फ वो करता है जो कमिटमेंट शो। So let's move to the next under new CTO, and I'll share some of the must-follow rules with you and your team, Mr. Joshi. Every project must have its own 10-15 minute standard, which he has already started. No stories, no poetry, just yesterday क्या किया. It's a standard. So standards जो आप लोग आजकल I would say these standards ले रहे हैं, that is not actually a standard. So do you know why हर जगह स्कूल में कौन नहीं किया? सब में स्कूल में असेंबली किसने अटेंड नहीं करी? सबने करी है? असेंबली स्टैंड होती क्यों? आराम से बिठा के करा सकते थे, चेयर से डालो. Because it should be short, to the point, and sweet. Standards का नाम ही स्टैंडअप है. बैठ के स्टैंडअप ले रहे हैं, तो आराम से चलेगा स्टैंडअप वाला. Standards should be standards, and no stories, no poetries, no discussions. क्या किया, क्या हुआ, कहाँ थे? Just yesterday क्या किया, आज क्या करोगे? कोई इशू है, कोई ब्लॉकर है? That's it. It's done with a standard for one person, right? And standards का मतलब stand करना है. So make it short, sweet, and pointed. Stand-up is not a drama script; it's a progress script. And it is just for the people who are managing you, who are delivering the work to the clients, the project coordinators, the BAs, or the QAs. They know कि okay, कल ये हो गया, I have to test this. आज ये हो गया, I have to test this. Right? So please do support Mr. Joshi in this. And the EOD calls, every project team must have an EOD call that you are already starting. That's an amazing thing that you've done. But you have to just do one thing. So I was there on one EOD call yesterday, and I was able to discuss with 2 or 3 people. So EOD call is very simplified version. What was supposed to be done today, is it done? Yes or no? No, it wasn't. Why? Blocker. What blocker? This. Okay, make it a note. Tomorrow morning in the call, we're going to discuss this blocker first. You're done with the standard EOD call. It's very simple, and that gives confidence to other developers as well. But you have to follow and abide by this. So this I started, I think 7 years back, 8 years back, the standards, maybe more than that. But it was never taken ahead by the leads or the development heads or people with me. I would not blame anyone, but I would say that it's a communication and it's a adaptation method. Maybe I was not able to inherit that and make it a mandatory or a habit. So you get up in the morning, you go, and instead of you go and brush your teeth, 90% of the time. 10% might take mobile first and then walk into the washroom after 2-3 minutes. So because that has become your habit, you have to form a habit. I have to attend the stand. I have to be there at the EOD. I have to complete my task. Because I have committed that. I cannot say I will not. I will prove, I will ensure I do it. That's it. And for that, I created an anthem also. So clear actions for each item next day is something that I would say that you and your team should take ahead. If something is pending, your reason should be shared before, not after. If you are stuck on a task at 5 o'clock and you know that you will be leaving around 7 o'clock, 2 hours, you are just doing the research, and at the evening call, you are saying, I was not able to do this because I was stuck, I was working on this for 2 hours. What were you working on? I was doing this. Did you ask anyone? No. Why? I thought I can do it. If you can do that, why have you not done it? Because I did not understand. Why you did not understand? Because I was confused. Did you ask someone? No. Why? What? If you are in a problem, always talk. You are a family. Without that, you cannot do anything. So, Holy Book of Alea, the coding standards. Follow the new CTO standards, naming conventions, file structures, and commenting on the code properly, naming conventions, proper PRs, proper PR commitments. Because I had a discussion with Mr. Joshi yesterday, and I told him that I will be happy to see company growth in next coming quarter. And in terms of the coding standards and quality going high. So I will be looking into some of the reports if you can share me with Jira and the conference sheets, using the conference sheets and Jira and statistics. He said, no, I will be reviewing, because he's a coder, he's a deep coder. So he said, I will be reviewing the performance of each developer using it. So be sure that your coding, naming convention, comments, the naming conventions for the PRs, the coding standards that you follow, the logic that you implement will be checked by your new CTO. No shortcuts, no patchworks. ये तो चल रहा है. This is a very common answer when I used to take a demo. कि सर ये नहीं हुआ लेकिन ये तो चल रहा है, आप ये देखो. You don't make people see what you want to see. Make people see what they want to see. They want to see a high standard company. Don't make them feel that the quality is a concern at any. No, we are the best. We can do the best, and we are doing the best, and we have done the best in us. And most of the seniors sitting here know that they have worked with the very prestigious clients and very good names. So code लिखो ऐसा कि maintain करने वाले आपको दुआ दें, बददुआ नहीं. Right? So write down the best of the best codes. So that is a few feedbacks those were shared by Mr. Joshi yesterday. I have taken care that I address those. So reviews and self-testing is mandatory at Alea and was mandatory at Alea, and I have discussed with Mr. Joshi that will be kept ahead and that will be carried out. So pull request without self-testing, straight rejection. Have you tested your code? Is it working? Before committing the code to the GitHub, have you ensured that this was working? Yes. Then you push and you get approved. Otherwise, straight rejection. Kindly add your testing notes to that. Every feature must be tested before going to the standing Q&As. Test cases, खुद लिखो भैया. Who says that developers do not write the test cases? Who says that? The developers please raise the hand. I have heard that in the past that developers test cases they give. Is that true? So test cases they go, even if they are small, so that the QAs understand better. No direct push onto the main branches until and unless it is approved. The PRs should be approved by at least 2 people. आप टेस्ट नहीं करोगे, क्लाइंट टेस्ट करेगा. कॉमन चीज. और क्लाइंट की टेस्टिंग का भी बिल वैसा अच्छा नहीं. So most of the time our BA team or the BD team comes to me and says, "Is the client was shouting on us and was saying, am I a QA? Are you paying me?" Right? Supporting standards, commitment towards the company, achieving the goals, doing what's required, doing the quality. That should be our next focus with the next mission. So weekly project updates, they are going. Reports भेजना जरूरी है because when you send the reports and client looks into that, he knows that okay, this was delivered, it's good. And the report says this will be delivered, he gets excited. So giving confidence to your clients. And some of the things that I have learned in my being a CTO, I have faced challenges. So one is, it's all related to communication. So one is related to the reply on time. So we have so many seniors, juniors, interns, and beginners, right? And various departments, and a lot of people involved into the company. So the biggest problem is, if I send a message, I have to wait for it for a few minutes. Okay, you're doing something, no problem, sir. At least you can acknowledge. Be right back. I'll get back on this. Give me 5 minutes. I'm busy on other thing. Looking into something else. Can I get back to you? How much time it takes? And this is not a message coming from your friends or unofficial message. It's an official message coming from your colleague. So you cannot ignore that, right? Because that's your working. If it's beyond your working hour, we expect, okay, no problems. It might happen. You are somewhere, you're driving. You're with the family. If there is an urgent message requirement, right, then somebody writes, hey, urgent, can you just address this right now? That's different. But generally, if somebody is asking, if your HR is sending messages related to some process, out of 50, 5 will acknowledge. Rest 45 will nod their head, sitting here, as if HR is looking at them. Keep your project managers updated on what is happening. You should have a habit that in the afternoon, just message your PM, project coordinator, or lead that, hey, look, I was working on this, which was supposed to be completed today, but I think I am in a fix. I might not be able to do that today. Sending this small message to your lead, who is leading your department, can help him either find a solution or either communicate to the BA team or to the client, or maybe jump into with you and find out a solution and get this solved. But communicating later in the evening before you are leaving or before the EO day is not a process. And document everything, that's common. Always document what you are doing. Silence is good in meditation, not in project management. So I see a lot of people sitting silently here. It feels like you're doing meditation. So coming to the closure here to my final speech as a CTO. देखो जो लोग होते हैं वो बहुत अलग अलग हैं. That's an important part of my speech today. तो किसी के लिए डेफिनेशन सब कुछ होती है. औदा कम काम. And किसी के लिए रिकग्निशन कुछ होता है, बहुत कुछ होता है. किसी के लिए पैसा ही कुछ होता है. किसी के लिए पीस ऑफ माइंड कुछ होता है. किसी के लिए लाइफ में चेंज चाहिए. किसी के लिए कुछ नहीं होता, सब कुछ होता है. Everything is important. Recognition कुछ है, पैसा कुछ है, पीस ऑफ माइंड कुछ है. So, but for me, somebody requested me yesterday, सर इस बार आपकी स्पीच में ना इमोशंस नहीं होने चाहिए, विजन होना चाहिए. और जिसने ये वो सेंटेंस बोला वो खुद ही इमोशनल हो गई आज. So I am not leaving anything, frankly. So I started सब कुछ वही करता था, right? So मतलब ऑफिस ढूंढना, टेबल खरीद के आना, हार्डवेयर का सेटअप करना, सर्वर चलाना, पोस्टिंग करना, डोमेन खरीदना, मार्केट में जाना, क्लाइंट ढूंढना, चेक लाना, चेक बैंक में लगाने जाना, बैंक से पैसे निकालना, बैंक में पैसे डालना, इंटरनेट लगवाना, अकाउंट संभालना, सुबह बच्चे आने वाले हैं, ऑफिस की सफाई करना, झाड़ू लगाना, बच्चों के लिए पानी की बोतल भर के रखना, टाइम कॉल से ना, यूएस टाइम जोन उठना, यूके टाइम जोन में करना, सेल्स कॉल करनी है, क्लाइंट से प्रोजेक्ट उठाना है, प्रोजेक्ट का अपडेट देना है, फिर हायरिंग भी करनी है, एम्प्लॉयज भी ढूंढने हैं, सपोर्ट भी देना है। तो तब मैं एक ही चीज बोलता था जो आज भी आई फील प्राउड। तो एलिया में प्रोफाइल एक होती है, बट वर्क टेन होती है। एंड जो मेरे साथ बहुत टाइम से हैं, उनको ये पता होगा कि वो यहाँ पर आए थे, कोई क्यूए बन के आया था, कोई अकाउंट्स में आया था, कोई डेवलपमेंट में आया था, कहाँ कहाँ कुछ। सो आई वाज देयर सीटीओ वाली बात है। So I was saying, I'm stepping down from the CTO, and the reason is very simple, very clear, and मैंने छोड़ा, मतलब क्यों छोड़ा मुझे भी नहीं पता, बट मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि शायद मेरे प्रोसेसेस को एक नया विजन चाहिए। So it is always said that there is a generation gap, and शायद I I was not able to give what was needed to the organization in the last 6 months. So I had a deep thought on this. कई दिनों तक मैं रोज रात को अपना पढ़ता रहा, रिसर्च करता रहा, सोचता रहा। तो कई लोगों को आज ये लग रहा होगा कि इससे कुछ नहीं होगा, एक्शन वही है, सर से हम कभी भी मिल लेंगे, यस फॉर मोस्ट वेलकम टू मीट मी, बट एज अ कल्चर, एज अ चेंज, bringing that area to next level. I'm sure Vision with Vaibhav Joshi will definitely take us ahead, and he will be able to do that. So एक ये डिसीजन नहीं है, एक इमोशन है, और मैं अपनी कोर कॉम्पिटेंसी छोड़ रहा हूँ। My core competency of managing the projects, working on the logics, getting into the code with the developers, and giving the ideas to the developers and to the clients. But I transition ahead to a new vision, or maybe to a new growth. So पहले मैंने सब चीजें जब मैं खुद करता था, फिर मेरे पास मुकेश सर आए जिन्होंने मेरी हर चीज में हेल्प करी। So मेरा थोड़ा सा काम डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो गया। फिर मैं थोड़ा और आगे चला तो मेरे डेवलपमेंट में मेगा आई, तो मेरे डेवलपमेंट में बहुत लोड थोड़ा कम हो गया। फिर मैं थोड़ा और आगे चला तो कुछ और डेवलपर्स आए, तो मेरे डेवलपमेंट से लोड हटा। श्रुति आई, मेरा अकाउंट से लोड हटा। मैं धीरे धीरे एक एक करके स्टेप बाय स्टेप एक डिपार्टमेंट को छोड़ता गया। फाइनली फ्यू इयर्स बैक मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था कि मैं कंपनी के विजन में एक बैरियर बन रहा हूँ, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग वाज गेटिंग इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय ऐश। सो आई डिसाइडेड टू स्टेप डाउन एज अ CEO। सो वो विजन जब मैंने CEO से स्टेप डाउन किया, उस टाइम मेरा विजन दूसरी तरफ फोकस हो गया था, इन ब्रिंगिंग मोर बिजनेस बिकॉज ऑफ श्वेता। आई हैव द कॉन्फिडेंस कि हाँ यार, अगर मैं श्वेता को टाइम दूंगा, so our company will have more of the projects, and I'll be able to focus on sales and project management, and Megha will be able to take this ahead as a vision, which she has done that. In the last few years, we have taken a very good growth, and it was all because of Megha with her vision. So मैंने वो भी छोड़ दिया। Then I was managing the projects and finance. Then finance में मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मेरी मैथ्स थोड़ी कमजोर है, because I'm a topper in maths throughout my career. I have been a topper, and मेरी मैथ्स समझ नहीं आती, because mathematics, it's just tricky maths that I do. So I know how to make the company grow, how to manage the funds, and how to bring out the funds, how to utilize the fund, how to give the growth to the company, but that was not matching up with the vision of the company. So I decided to quit the finance office. Though I still interfere into accounts and finance because I cannot let it go because that's the main streamline of the organization. So वो भी छोड़ दिया फिर सोचा कि चलो बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट करते रहेंगे then Shweta started with the business development और मुझे लगा नहीं कि अब मेरे को business development में मेरी जरूरत है there are sometimes it's a technical call जहाँ पर जरूरत होती है. So we started a new initiative of bringing the PAs or the developers or the leads into the calls. Like call हो गया sales कुछ मालूम है तो कभी लोगे का आया कभी लड़के का आया कभी बैरो आया. So वहाँ पे भी मेरी रिक्वायरमेंट धीरे-धीरे कम हो गई. Then I was developing the projects, getting the projects work done. But वहाँ पे जाके ये realize हुआ कि मैं जो कर रहा हूँ मैं कुछ कर ही नहीं रहा हूँ. I was doing nothing and my laid down principles और जो मेरी ethical Bible है जिसको मैं कह दूँ मेरी एलिया की book of trust है उसमें जो मैंने जॉट डाउन किया जो मैंने अपने चीजें लिखी कि these things are mandatory for the development team, this should be followed. वो inherent नहीं हो रही आती. तो शायद मेरी टीचिंग गलत थी या टीचिंग मेरी I would not say गलत थी but I would say कि मेरी टीचिंग शायद वो इस जनरेशन के बीच में बहुत गया. So it is a very hard decision because कल से मेरे को नहीं पता from 1st of December what I'm going to do. I will definitely be working for the vision of the company. I'll keep on doing that as a founder. And that will be related to the growth, bringing Alea to more countries, growing to more countries, and more associations, more accreditations, and visionary growth in terms of the profitability and the scalability. I will definitely keep on looking that. But not sure what I'm going to do starting December. So, ideally, leaving or stepping down the CTO position leads to me with no designation in the company. As a founder, I will always be remembered. But as of now, I will not be holding any designation, position, department, or communication. And yes, leadership is not only holding the chair. Leadership is knowing when to offer, what to offer, and to whom to offer. The next person. एक कुर्सी पे आप बैठे रहो कुछ करो नहीं नो रिजल्ट्स तो उससे अच्छा है कि आप ऐसा जगह ढूंढो जो शायद आपकी जगह आपसे अच्छा कर सकता है and with Weber and his new team I am sure that's not happening but with that I'll say again I'll say that I'm stepping down not because I'm a failure and I'm not a failure I'm stepping down because the generation and me have some gap. And Weber lies in between. So the young blood, youth, mature, and senior. The mature people leads the organization with a fresh vision. And I'm hopeful that he will be able to take up that ahead. So I was saying that I had a proud moments and I had a pride to work on the clients with AT&T. So we have worked with the clients like AT&T. We have worked with Super Bowl. We have showcased our solution in Super Bowl in finale. We have worked with Paramount. We have worked with Raffles. We have worked with System. We have worked with IHG Group. We have worked with a founder and a VP from Intel. Combines collaboration with Microsoft on the value community portal. We have worked with one of the leading foundations in the organic farming and food production, Morata Foundation. We have worked with the royal family of Jaipur. We have worked with the royal family of Mumbai. We have worked with the City Palace for the booking portal. We have worked and managed all the properties. We have worked with Singapore Federation, Hockey Federation. We have developed a revenue model, revenue management and profitability check model for the firm. We have created the spa management systems for various brands in the world. We have launched the hotels like Venetian Macau and Persian Macau. We have done the language assessments and online examination portal which is being used by Australian government right now. We have done the application development for OCBC Bank in Singapore. And we were the first company to bring in the IoT solutions to Rajasthan. We were the first company to create the agriculture development, procurement, and delivery accreditation process for Government of Rajasthan, adapted by Government of India Agriculture Department. We were the first company to do the crypto mining in Jaipur and Kochi office. We have done a lot more. And I hope Webber will have much bigger names coming in years to come. Projects change हुए, experience what you gain is remains forever. With every new project, you get new experience. So always be happy if you are given a new technology, new project, new time. Never say no to that. अगर no होगा तो शायद वैभव PhD में ही काम कर रहा होगा और विकास शायद आज भी फोटोशॉप में ही होगा, right? And योगेंद्र शायद WordPress में ही होगा, लोग भी किसको होता पता ही नहीं, right? आज आपको सबको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली to work on any platform, any technology, any project, any client, any zone. The communication is also being given to you. That brings the blooming in you, confidence in you, and gives you the personal growth. So one proud moment that I do or I wish to share is one thing that I've written in my life for Alea is what you call Alea anthem. So I would rename that anthem to Alea's song today, and I would say that one of my proudest moments was to write Alea's song. And आप लोगों के लिए ये anthem थोड़ा सा crazy है, so इसलिए मैंने इसको anthem से हटा के Alea's song बना दिया. I'll take 5 minutes. So it wasn't just lyrics, it's our identity, right? It's something that which I feel personally about India, and I wanted everyone to feel that and have that emotion from the day one you walk into Alea Development Center. And I hope that will remain forever with you guys. And so some of you might be happy today that वो ऐश का डर खत्म हो गया, क्योंकि मेरे को बहुत सारे लोग बोलते थे we are afraid of ash. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Speaker I have or अधिक है. So some of you must be happy कि ash का डर खत्म हुआ, ash will not be bothering us more. Some of you might be neutral कि कुछ नहीं होता, तब से मार्केट थोड़ी दिखना है, दिखेंगे सर, but sir कुछ करेंगे नहीं. Some of you might be surprised कि सबने क्यों किया, but आप surprise से जब आपका ओवर हो गया होगा क्योंकि सबने बता दिया कि सबने relationship किया. Some of you might not be feeling any difference and won't matter to you. तो पता है कि हम सर को मैसेज करेंगे सर रिप्लाई करेंगे, तो ऐसा नहीं होता. Some of you might miss me, or some of you might miss the moments of the discussions or things, those are happening. But for me, this is huge, emotional, and the chapter I wrote with my own hands is now ending. With this, I have decided to write down my next book from 30 to US. That would be the one book that I'll be releasing on the Foundation Day next year. And that would be a story about Alea and Ash, or Ash with Alea, or Alea with Ash. So, from 30 to US will be the next release that I'll be writing. So, I'm not stepping down, but I'm not stepping down as a failure. I'm not stepping down because I'm tired. But Alea deserves a new energy, new speed, and new leadership. So I hope Vaibhav will take that beyond that. So closing lines from my side, team. Alea अगर घर है मेरा परिवार है. And I'm not going anywhere. I do not have any designation, but then I serve all of you, and I will ensure that all the departments streamline, work properly, and I do not have to interfere or get into in between. Let's make this next chapter 10 times bigger, louder, and proper. Thank you.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. Thank you, sir, for a wonderful speech and sharing your experience with us today. I know it's a very emotional day for all of us. But before I start, I wanted to say thank you, sir. आपने एरिया तो बनाया ही, पर हम सबको नौकरी भी दी है. इसलिए हम सबकी तरफ से थैंक यू सो मच, वरना आज हम जॉब पोर्टल पे रिफ्रेश ही कर रहे होते जॉब. Sir, before I start, I wanted to say this is not your last day as a CTO, but we know that you'll always be there for us, for guiding us, for supporting us as your own way as a founder of the company. On behalf of Alea, I want to express a thankful gratitude for your leadership and the support you have provided to us.
Thank you.
There were moments in the past where situation becomes so hard that you have to rebuild the entire team from scratch. And I guess someone else may have given up on that point. But you stood strong, and that's exactly why India is where it is today. For those who recently joined India, if you didn't get much time to work closely with Sir, it's important to know that everything you see here, the culture, the system, and the stability you have built and you have seen here is because of Sir. One thing you will always remember about him is how calm and supportive he has been always, and also there for us whenever we need him. You have made us believe that there is no challenge too big that we stand if we are stand together. One last thing I want to say, you made us believe that anything is possible except replacing you, that one still seems impossible. Now, I would like to call Megha ma'am and to hand over the gift.
My job was only to hand over the gift. Not sure how much you know him, how much few of you know him, few of you. Okay, so I don't know how much you know him, how much you don't. Few of you know him well, few of you don't. आप लोग शायद ऐश को तो कम ही जानते होंगे, rather than knowing better. Ash told you about everything about his journey, the thicks and thins we've been through. I think the right and apt caption to it is 32 US. But there are a lot of things in between that he missed. Obviously, I'm not here to fill up those gaps, but I just want to say one thing, that to me, he has been a mentor at the first stage, because when I started, I was studying. Although we were studying together, not in the same college, but he was my teacher at that point of time. He taught me, and my first project that I did in my masters, that was given by him. So once we submitted it in our college, it was an e-commerce website. So the e-commerce website that he was referring to was somehow related to what project I submitted in my college. So that is obviously very close to my heart. And after that, yes, he was the leader at that point of time when we started. So he has been my mentor since then. Then somehow 5, 6 years back, he decided to step down as a CEO, and he felt that maybe I can lead Alea, because when we started, we were together, so we had the same vision to where we want to take Alea. So I also want to mention that Mukesh was the first employee of Berry. So that's the reason that he has the same vision and he's aligned to our vision. And that is the reason he's the most trusted guy till today. Then in the journey, a lot of people came. Then I think Shruti came. Then Shweta came. Then Vaibhav joined us. Vikas joined us. Then Yogi joined us. Then the COVID came. It was very difficult for us to cope up with the COVID. But you'll be surprised to know that by COVID, we were the first company who declared work from home, and that was on 24th of March. 23rd or 24th of March, we declared that we are going to work from home, where it was just a thali ceremony which was supposed to happen on 25th. That was just one day lockdown which happened, and it continued for two months. But we were the first organization to declare, and that was again his vision. So, leaving him or making him go from Alea is impossible, because Alea ends with A and ends with A. So it starts with Ash and ends with Ash. So it is impossible to let him go, although he's stepping down from his position and letting Vaibhav take over it. I want to mention one more thing about Vaibhav. He mentioned about his first day. So I still have a smile on my face, because he was so young at that point of time. As you guys who are new, you are entry level people, you are people who are beginning your career. So he started as a trainee only. He was here for training, but I don't know whether I mentioned it before or not, but he completed his training in a month, which was of 3 months. So you can understand the kind of commitment he has had towards his work, towards Alea, and where he has reached. I think he's left few gaps in between for you guys to take over, or maybe step up to those, and maybe you guys can fill up those gaps and let the company grow to, I don't know, 10 times, 50 times, 100 times. But a very special thanks to Ash as a visionary to let Vaibhav take over. It's not an easy decision for letting your baby go to somebody else. It's not an easy decision. But yes, if as a visionary he's taken this decision, I'm pretty sure he's taken it for a reason. And I hope he is able to work up to that level, which I'm pretty sure he'll be.
Yes, really.
So I would like to end this with one thing, which is 3 cheers for Ash. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray!
Thank you.
And a standing ovation for both of them. Thank you, Ash.
Thank you, Weber, for sharing vision with us, aligning your vision with us.
And special thanks to everyone who has been part of this journey and who will be the part of the journey in the future. Special thanks to all of them. And I think I don't want to get emotional now.
So I would like to invite all the team to share the bouquet with me in order to give to Esther. So everyone, please come here, join me. So all the candidates, please.
So, last but not the least, I have something for you, which we have worked very closely, and all credit for this, all credit for this goes to, by default, RM and Jyotika, and I would request everyone to please switch off the lights.
लाइट्स ऑफ और थोड़ा साइड
वो पीछे लाइट्स ऑफ करो दो प्लीज इधर भी ऑफ करो ये कैफे so the final emotions and the final feelings.
In the pulse of innovation, we rise so high, elevated in style, reaching for the sky and cool every line. A spark in the night, Alea. Together we shine so bright. Alea, united we stand. With dreams in our heart and hope in our hands. Our spirit is strong in every challenge. We belong. Vision and courage, breaking new ground in the world of IT. Our excellence is fire. United we stand. With dreams in our heart and hope in our hands. Passion and purpose, our guiding lights, building the future.
Surprise for everyone, like only me and Aryan and Jyotika are aware of it. Nobody has seen that before. So Alea anthem to Alea song इसीलिए convert किया गया है. So it's more of rhyming now, more of vibes in that, more of positivity, more of energy, right? And special thanks to Aryan and the voice behind, the two people who have stand up, and we appreciate and thank you to them. They have requested not to disclose their names, so because they are very like renowned people, so they have requested that we cannot disclose our names. So it's because of Aryan and Jyotika. Thank you both of you and making this area Okay, so it's all over. Can we just wrap up this? Thank you. Huh?